Let's just say the quiet part out loud. 2025 is the age of the narcissist. Not just in indie publishing, not just in writing, but in art, film, music, YouTube, BookTok, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, podcasts. Everywhere you look, people are performing instead of creating, and the worst part is they're convinced it's real, that it matters. There was a time, and it's not that long ago, where art was something, about saying something, about wrestling with yourself and your ideas and your craft. Now it's about identity, it's about becoming a brand, it's about curating a persona so bulletproof and aesthetically pleasing you can sell mugs with your face on them before you've finished the second draft. So let's talk about narcissism in indie publishing, because this community is a microcosm of everything wrong with the modern day creative ego. We've created a system that doesn't reward skill, it rewards volumes, it rewards sameness, it rewards people loud enough, deluded enough, and online enough to make themselves appear as geniuses before they've even done the work. The louder they shout, the more people believe it. And behind the scenes, half of them are melting down, because their sense of self is entirely tied to how other people see them, not the quality of what they make. So there's a concept, and I'm probably going to bore you senselessly here, but this concept is the covert narcissist. It's different from the loud, arrogant kind. This one looks like insecurity, it looks like self-deprecation, but it's built on the belief that you are somehow exceptional, that your pain is more profound than anyone else's, and that your book isn't doing well. It's a true tragedy, not just a reality. Then there are the grandiose narcissists. They're the more familiar ones. The authors who think their debut is the next Tolkien, the ones who melt down when they don't get a 5-star review from someone. The one who makes public videos about responding to the haters when in reality no one is really talking about them and they're just making it up. And yes, people have done that. You see it every day. The writers who say, if you don't like my book, you just don't understand it. The person who believes their trauma gives them the right to be published. The crowd that acts like being criticized is abuse. That's not art, that's ego. And ego is not your friend. Ego doesn't make you better. It doesn't push you to grow. It shields you. It feeds you lies and says you're perfect already. The world just doesn't see it yet. That's a real point of this. And social media loves narcissists. It rewards it. Because narcissists post more, they react more, they can't help themselves, they're always on. Every platform we use is designed to feed you just enough attention to keep you hungry. Not satisfied, hungry. So you keep posting, you keep branding, you keep shouting, and we confuse that with meaning. We confuse engagement with respect, we confuse attention with admiration, and we confuse clout with connection. And in indie publishing, this leads to the rise of fake gurus, vanity metrics, books that read like first drafts but are marketed like masterpieces. Because when you believe you're the center of the universe, there's no room for feedback, no space for growth, just noise. Writing is solitary. It's slow, it's often boring. It demands humility, patience, and the ability to hear this isn't working and not take it as a personal attack. But narcissists hate that. Narcissism doesn't want to revise. It wants to be celebrated now with minimal effort. So what happens? You get people calling themselves best-selling authors after a week of promo. You get tantrum when a BookToker says the pacing was off. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. A narcissist wants to be celebrated now. And that's the ultimate takeaway from this. We get entire TikTok trends where people are encouraged to publish their NaNoWriMo drafts without editing because your story deserves to be heard. No, your story doesn't deserve to be heard. Your story deserves to be good, and that takes work, honesty, and a little bit of end of ego. So let's be real here. I've been here. I've had my ego stroked and bruised and inflated and crushed. I've watched the lights come in and felt like it mattered more than I did. And I've had moments where the silence felt like failure, but I've learnt painfully that being good at anything is not the same as being visible. And chasing visibility over anything is a hollow, miserable game. Because narcissism is a trap. It whispers you deserve to be seen, but it never gives you peace. So here we are in 2025. Everything is a brand, everyone's a character, and art is dying in the echo chamber of its own self-obsession. But it doesn't have to be that way. If you want to write, really write, then let go of that ego. Make peace with not being special. Let your work be the thing that speaks, not your curated identity. Stop shouting, start listening, and start learning. Create something that matters even if no one else claps. Because maybe, just maybe, the less you need to be seen, the more you actually have something to say. So if this hit a little too close to home, good. It was supposed to. I say this stuff because I've lived it. I've been in that thing. I've been the ghost. Now I just want to make things that feel real. So thank you for being here. And if you have anything else to add to this, it would be great. So I'm going to do a little extra. This was not planned, but let's talk about the pipeline. I know this is going to be a long video, but here we go. Let's be honest, a lot of the worst narcissism in indie publishing is incubated in the book influencer economy, where your identity is built on you being watched, validated, and algorithmically rewarded, and treated like an algorithm before you've put your work into it, and of course the ego mutates. Step 1. Build an audience. Reacting to books. Hot takes. Moral grandstanding. This trope is problematic. This author is cancelled. Parasocial influence is another thing as well. Trauma confessions. Whatever sticks. 2. Audience equals authority. Followers. You've read a lot. You can write a lot. That's the leap. It's not true, but it feels true when your numbers say you're important. Step 3. Drop a debut with a pre-built cheering section. Announce bestseller status from a subcategory no one's ever heard of. Get blurbs from your friends, create an ARC echo chamber, seal the bubble. For step 4. Identity lock-in. Now, you're not just the person who wrote a book, you are a writer. Criticism isn't notes, it's an attack on your entire digital self. Here's the playbook. Let's go. Metrics laundering. #1 bestseller in Kindle, Fantasy Elves Left-Handed. It sounds impressive, it's genuinely nothing if you're in those categories. Parasocial leverage. If you really support me, you'll pre-order. Fans, investors, validation, performative validation. I'm shaking as I post this. Constant emotional exhibitionism to secure engagement. Moral superiority shield. Promoting yourself as ethically pure than traditional older writers. Critique becomes oppression. ARC Mafia. Early readers who love your first, read your second. No dissent allowed. Outrage marketing. Someone gave it 3 stars. Time to go viral with a subtweet. The algorithm hates me syndrome. Externalizing failure. Always, never works. Crisis. Apology tour. Rebrand. The cycle of the narcissist. The meltdown, the vanish, the return enlightened until the next crack appears. So, there we go. And when your readers think they know you personally, they start to believe you start to believe you're owed approval. That's not a readership, it's a loyalty program. And when you write to maintain loyalty, you stop telling the truth, you curate, you self-censor. And yeah. And then we go into community as a weapon. Which of the red flags? If you leave a negative review, please DM me instead. We support authors here, so no negativity. Reviewers should be kind. Translation, reviewers should be obedient. Don't platform my enemies. Translation, I'm building a cult. That's it. The new graft. Because 2025 is feral. AI augmented word count forms disguised as rapid release. Course sellers who have never sold 500 copies of anything. Kickstarters for first drafts under the guise of community support. Trauma as marketing. Your pain is not your pitch. Okay. 6. Quick self-diagnosis. Are you slipping into narcissism? Do you need instant validation after you publish anything? Do you conflate engagement with quality? Does criticism feel like violence instead of feedback? Do you use your identity or trauma to shield your work from critique? Do you spend more time announcing than writing? Are you addicted to calling yourself a bestseller for a hit? For borrowed importance? If you're wincing, good. That's the doorway out. Exit ramp. Ego detox for 2025. Kill the metrics. Write first track later. Seek private, brutal, honest feedback, not from fans, but from editors and peers you trust to hurt your feelings. Publish less, revise more. Narcissism hates the long, quiet middle. Stop moralizing tests. People can dislike you, it's fine. Let the work be bigger than you. Your book isn't your identity. Your identity isn't the marketing plan. So yeah, if you've made it this long into the video, I applaud you. I'm sorry for the therapy speak, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, I'll see you next time. If you like that video, remember to like, subscribe, and tell me what you think in the comments below. I'm really curious on your take on this. And remember that you can support this channel via Patreon, channel memberships, and Substack for exclusive content you'll never get anywhere else. So, I'll leave you here. See you next time.